Make me feel it. Make me feel alive again.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we'll be taking a look at the 10 best Metal Gear Solid bosses.
A lady sniper, huh?
Didn't you know that 2/3 of the world's greatest assassins are women?
Before we get started, we post new videos all week long, so be sure to subscribe to MojoPlays and ring that bell to be notified about our latest videos. Number 10. Sahelanthropus, Metal Gear Solid V: The Phantom Pain. If you thought Metal Gear fights couldn't get any bigger, Sahelanthropus is here to prove you wrong. This towering Gundam-like machine is basically a transforming death god and one of the hardest fights in the Phantom Pain. Unlike previous Metal Gears, Sahelanthropus is highly mobile, jumping around the battlefield and firing devastating railguns that will leave you scrambling for cover. The battle is pure chaos, forcing you to use everything in your arsenal just to survive. While it's an amazing fight, it also symbolizes something deeper. Venom Snake cleaning up the past rather than fighting for the future. Sahelanthropus may not be fully functional, but that doesn't stop it from being a terrifying force of destruction. Number 9. Shagohod, Metal Gear Solid 3: Snake Eater. A walking tank with rocket boosters? Yeah, that definitely doesn't sound like overkill. The Shagohod is the Soviet Union's answer to nuclear warfare, and man, does it go out with a bang. This monstrosity can launch nuclear missiles from almost anywhere, making it a massive threat to the world. But don't worry, Snake has a motorcycle. The boss fight itself is a wild chase sequence where you're blasting the Shagohod while escaping on Eva's bike. Once you take out its treads, Colonel Vogan takes control and things get even crazier. While it may not be as personal as some fights on this list, the sheer spectacle of battling this beast makes it unforgettable. Number 8. Solidus Snake, Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty.
My clone brothers and I are called monsters, replicates of evil genes.
What's cooler than a villain in a cybernetic exosuit wielding 2 katanas? A villain in a cybernetic exosuit wielding 2 katanas while also being the former president of the United States. Solidus is one of the most underrated antagonists in the franchise, and his final battle against Raiden is peak cinematic action. Fighting on top of Federal Hall in the middle of New York, this duel is both personal and symbolic. While Solidus may be a badass warmonger, he's also the closest thing Raiden has had as a father figure. Between the high-stakes swordplay, the tragic motivations, and the sheer cool factor of his design, Solidus is one of MGS2's most compelling bosses. Number 7. Sniper Wolf, Metal Gear Solid.
That's right. Well, at least you've got spirit.
A snowy battlefield, a tragic backstory, and one of the most haunting deaths in the franchise. Sniper Wolf's boss fight is one of MGS's finest moments. Unlike the fast-paced action of other battles, this one is all about patience. Sniper Wolf's skill as a sniper forces you into a tense game of cat and mouse, where one wrong move means instant death. But what really makes this fight memorable is what happens after. Wolf's final moments as she tells Snake her story are heartbreaking. Even Otacon, who's been mostly comic relief up to this point, is completely devastated. It's one of the first times Metal Gear really hammers home that in war, there are no true winners, just people caught in the middle.
Okay, hero.
Number 6.
Liquid Ocelot, Metal Gear Solid 4: Guns of the Patriots.
The battle has ended, but we are not yet free.
two old men beating the absolute hell out of each other. This is peak Metal Gear. The final fight of MGS4 is an emotional gut punch, not just for its gameplay, but for what it represents. Snake and Ocelot, two legends of the battlefield, slug it out in a cinematic fistfight that spans the entire franchise's history. What makes this battle so special is how it pays tribute to every Metal Gear Solid game before it. The music changes to reflect different eras, and Ocelot even busts out moves from Liquid Snake. By the end, the years catch up to both of them, and all that's left is two broken warriors giving it their all. It's the perfect send-off to the series' greatest rivalry. Number 5. The End. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. A fight that can last hours, days, or if you're really patient, just one well-timed trick. The End was an interesting take on boss battles in general, becoming one of the most brilliant sniper duels in gaming. This elderly marksman forces players into a battle of endurance, stealth, and patience across a massive open battlefield.
Do you hear me, Snake? I am the End.
You can track him, outsmart him, or if you're feeling particularly sneaky, just save the game, wait a week, and he'll die of old age. No, really, Kojima took the idea of an epic sniper fight and turned it into a multi-layered survival challenge. Whether you outgun him or outthink him, the End's battle is one of the most unforgettable in gaming history. Number 4. Metal Gear Zeke. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. You'd think fighting your own Metal Gear would be cool enough, but Zeke becomes more than just your typical Metal Gear boss fight. It's a moment of pure betrayal. After building the machine from scratch, Snake is forced to destroy it when Paz hijacks it in a shocking twist.
There is no happily ever after waiting for you in the end, unless you obey the will of Cypher.
The fight itself is intense, with Zeke being one of the toughest Metal Gears to take down. What really makes this fight shine is the emotional weight behind it. You're fighting something you actually put the time in to build, something that was supposed to be used for peace. It's a tragic, explosive finale to Peace Walker and a major turning point for Big Boss's character.
It is no use. Zeke is out of my control. This is where it ends.
Number 3. Cyborg Ninja Gray Fox. Metal Gear Solid.
What do you want?
I've waited a long time for this day. Now I want to enjoy the moment.
Stealth camo? Check. A high-frequency blade? Check. One of the most tragic characters in MGS history? Double check. Gray Fox's fight in Metal Gear Solid 1 is a brutal, close-quarters battle that forces Snake to fight his old friend in hand-to-hand combat. What makes this battle so iconic? It's its emotional weight. Gray Fox isn't fighting for revenge or power. He just wants to go out on his own terms. His tragic past, his rivalry with Snake, and his final stand against Metal Gear Rex all make him one of the series' most compelling characters. And let's be real, who hasn't wanted to be a cyborg ninja at some point?
What's happening?
Number 2. The Boss. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Prove your loyalty. Face me.
This legendary fight isn't just one of the greatest in the game, it's one of the best boss fights of all time. The boss is everything Big Boss aspired to be, and her final battle is both a test of skill and a heartbreaking farewell. Taking place in a serene field of white flowers, this duel is raw, intense, and deeply emotional. The boss is faster, stronger, and smarter than Snake, making this one of the most challenging fights in the game. But what really makes this fight unforgettable is the tragic weight behind it. The boss isn't fighting out of hatred or revenge. She's following orders, sacrificing herself for the greater good. When Snake finally defeats her, the game forces you to pull the trigger yourself, making it one of the most heartbreaking moments in gaming history. Number 1. Psycho Mantis, Metal Gear Solid.
I'll show you why I am the most powerful practitioner of psychokinesis and telepathy in the world.
Breaking the fourth wall before it was cool, Psycho Mantis' boss fight is legendary. Reading your memory card, making your controller move, and even forcing you to change controller ports, this fight was pure genius for its time. His eerie voice, unsettling mask, and erratic movements made him one of the creepiest villains in the series.
You are a very methodical man, the type that always kicks his tires before he leaves.
Mantis doesn't just attack Snake when he eventually meets him, he attacks you, the player, directly. He reads your save files, mocks your playstyle, and even pretends to shut off your TV. Many players were stuck for hours before realizing they had to switch controller ports to land a hit. This fight shattered the fourth wall in ways no game had before, cementing Mantis as one of the most unforgettable villains in gaming history.
I wasn't able to read the future.
A strong man doesn't need to read the future. He makes his own.
Are there any bosses in the world of Metal Gear Solid that you feel should have made this list? Let us know in the comments.
She was a true patriot.
Be sure to check out these other fun clips from MojoPlays, and if you enjoy our content, leave us a like, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.